Hi, I'm Reg Goslin, and with me we've got.
Martha English. Hi, morning.
Hi, good morning. What we're doing is we're recording our one-to-ones because we always have one-to-ones within our network, and we thought what we would do is we talk today and then show people what we do. So, because people do buy from people, and people do like to engage with people. So it's the person behind the business. That's what this is about today. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll start with you. Is that okay, Martha?
Yeah, great. Okay.
Okay,
So,
so tell me about who you are. What do you do?
well, I'm Martha. I am an energy healer. I've worked for quite a long time, but doing this. So I now work directly with universal energies. So if somebody comes in, I'm usually like the last place that they would enter. So they've had blood tests, they've had scans, and they don't really know what's wrong with them, but they're not feeling well, they've got pain, anxiety, they can't sleep, or it could be even worse, they can't get out of bed. So I have a look at them, I meditate, and while my ego gets out of the way, I get told what's wrong with them. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome, actually. And it's taken me quite a long time to get to this place. But yeah, that's basically what I do.
Oh, wow. So when people come to see you, is that much like when people are seeking alternative medicines when they've lost patience or lost interest with traditional therapies?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's normally people, you've been and had all these scans and things, and the sort of Western medicine doesn't really know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're kind of left either thinking that there's nothing wrong with you because that's what the tests say,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just left dangling. Really, it's a pretty sort of lonely place to be, I think.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I can imagine how it would be a lonely place, especially if you are ill or you have a condition. So, all right. So before we talk about how you do that, what was your journey into this kind of practice?
Well, I always knew from a sort of a young age that I wanted to help people. I was always sort of one of those, I think it's sort of in my nature to do that. I remember when I was 16, I went for an interview with Tesco's for a management training program. And I was absolutely terrified. And the guy asked me, so why do you want to join this management scheme? So I should have said, because it's a brilliant learning program and good package and great prospects and all of those things that I should have said. But I just said, because I want to help people. And he looked at me and he said, well, why don't you work in a nursing home? Or why don't you become a nurse? And I was like really gutted because I really wanted to go on this program. But he was basically telling me, you're not good for this program, girl. Go do something where you're helping people. So I did a few other things, and then I actually got struck down myself with a mystery illness. So everything was fine, and then I got out of bed one day and I hit the wall, slid down the wall, and basically couldn't walk. We don't have time we've only got a few minutes, so I won't go into it too much, but I basically had all the tests, and they thought I'd had a stroke, they thought this, they thought that, they didn't really know, and then they decided that I could have a virus, and it could take a year to get better. So that was the start of my journey, really.
Wow.
If they couldn't get me better, I'd have to get myself better. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to get myself better then. And that was really the journey that started it all off.
Wow. See, everybody's got a story that gets them to where they are, and sometimes it's worth understanding. So that in itself makes you a bit of an expert in your field then, doesn't it?
Absolutely, because I can empathise, when people come in and say they don't know what's wrong with them, I can empathise, and I can also say, look, this happened to me and I'm better. I'm 95% better, and you can be too if you follow the program that I've got going at the moment.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. I love to hear that. Okay, and we've spoken before, and I didn't know some of that. It's brilliant. Okay, so let's talk about how you do it then. How do you do it? How do you deliver your therapies to your clients?
Well, usually people are with me in the room. This is like before the lockdown thing. And we'd go through the history, and I'm a nurse practitioner as well, so I take a body scan. So this would show me diet, lifestyle, belief systems, any energy blocks in the body, are they hydrated, their nutrition, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then I just get them to lay on the couch and relax. And I go into a really, really deep meditation where I'm hardly breathing, actually. And when I do that, I'm guided to look inside the person's body at different areas. So I can look at the bone structures, blood systems, lymphatic systems, organs, where things may be physically wrong, mentally wrong, emotionally, spiritually. And I basically balance out the body, taking away any negatives, or if the negatives need to stay in the body, I push them deeper into the body. It doesn't really make sense, but it's like I can see the body on a tablet, like I can basically look inside the body. It depends how ill they are and how chronic. If they're chronically ill, they'll probably notice a really good difference after 6 sessions. If there's not much wrong with them, they're just a bit anxious, they'll notice straight away. So it is fantastic. I'm so excited. It's such a good place to be. I'm really, really glad that I'm doing this. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Well, it really, really does come across. That's fantastic. Okay, look, if people wanted to engage with you, what's the practice called? Martha English?
Yeah, marthaenglish.com. Just look on the website. Yeah, you can find me.
marthaenglish.com. And is there any other places they can find you? Is that just marthaenglish.com? Email?
Instagram, Facebook. But if you want to email me, my email address is me@marthaenglish.com.
me@marthaenglish.com. Fantastic. Well done, Martha. It was good to know. Excellent.
Thanks, Reg. Thanks for asking all the questions. Would you want to tell me a bit more about what you do?
Yeah, I'm a career advance and career development coach. And what that means is that I help people who are stuck, people that are challenged, people that feel that they are not sure where they want to go, they're not sure what their options are, they want help in getting from where they are to where they want to be. So I cover all of that within the Improving Performance Career Advance and Development Program that I do particularly run across all ages, but focusing when I do my marketing stuff on Generation X, which is the people born, oh my goodness, the early 60s to the late 70s. I had to think about that when I'm one of them. How does that
work? That's really interesting. So I guess that sort of age group are traditionally in a job for life sort of thing, and now they're not sure what to do.
Yeah, funny enough, I'm doing the piece this afternoon because it's not that I get asked a lot. I just know that some people, just because I know something doesn't necessarily mean that other people know it. So some people could be asking, what's the difference between a career and between a job? So I'm going to be doing a piece on that later on. But generally speaking, careers are people that are trained to do a job, and then they tend to be in that job for their whole life, if you like. So the classic example is a lawyer. They've gone out of school, they've trained, they've got qualified, they keep up to date with all the learning they need to have as they advance and develop throughout their career, from a clerking solicitor all the way through to wearing the wig. Do you know what I mean? So that's a full career. But that is just an example. There's many, many, many examples of people who've trained and have stayed in it. So what happens then is that people get to a certain age, and for lots and lots of reasons, they need to make a change, which is where I found myself. So what happens then is that if I knew somebody like me when I was 52, when I left BT after 30 odd years, I might have gotten here where I am a little bit quicker. So I'm here to provide that particular service for people as well, that are looking to make a change completely different. Because my career is that of was as a sales leader. And I've just taken out the sales bit and working with the people development bit, because that was the bit that I was I still am really, really passionate about.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, when you did your careers talk at school, I'm sure they didn't offer you, personal development coach type role.
No.
So how did you go from, so you say you worked at BT, how did you go from working at BT to then now doing what you're doing?
We did a lot of coaching. When I was at BT, it was called coaching and counselling. So you had to do that with your teams. Everybody had to do that with their teams. And then they gave us a little bit of informal, formal training on how to do it. And I really, really enjoyed that part of the role. But you couldn't really do enough of it because a lot of the parts of the business and senior managers, I was quite senior as a leader, but quite a few of the senior leaders might have found it a bit fluffy because they were only concentrated on the bottom line, which is the number, which is the sales. So you couldn't say, well, I'm working with this person to help them to develop, because yes, they want you to do that, but they just want the numbers. But I found the best results of the people that I worked with and got deeper into who they are, what they wanted to achieve, how they wanted to achieve it, and putting action plans in place to help them. And that's how I got into it when I left. I bounced around for a year and a half, doing things that I shouldn't have done, really. Great little companies, but it just totally wasn't the right fit. And then one of my old school friends who qualified with the coaching academy said, Reg, you've got to do this, you've got to do it, this is you. And I, you nod, say, yeah. Then after about 6 months, it came up because I'd looked into it. The algorithms work on Google. Because I looked into it, it kept showing me the adverts on Facebook, like 6 months later. So I just clicked on it and I went along, and halfway through the first day of the 2-day program, just to see if it's something you'd be interested in, I knew exactly what it was, and that was it for me. And here I am, and that was in 2017. I left in 2015, so yeah, 2017 that was.
Yeah, brilliant. So you had that light bulb moment of like, yeah, I'm going to do this.
Yes. Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I haven't looked back. It's just been a fantastic journey.
Brilliant. And if I was your client, what would I expect? So, if I want to change careers, how would you do that?
Oh goodness! So we would come together, and then you would tell me what your end result, what it is that you're looking to achieve, and then we'd understand what stops you from getting there. And once we've understood what that is, and we've understood what your strengths are, what your development areas are, there are certain tools that I can use with you to help you to explore who you are, explore things that have stopped you, explore things that have damaged your thinking and your belief infrastructure, and how you can move forward. We get you some clarity on where you want to be, because you're telling me that you want to change career, but what does that mean? You see what I mean? So we got to get right into that. If I said to you, Martha, what did you want to do when you were 11 years old? I promise you, somebody told you somewhere that you couldn't do that, and you forgot it. You forgot it, and we all did that. The guy that runs the newsagent, the guy that owns the fleet of cars, the guy who's the managing director at BT. He did not say he wanted to be the managing director of BT when he was 10 years old. Do you see what I mean? So it's that some people they might have wanted theatre, they might have wanted to paint. There's so many things. So it's what you're passionate about, especially when you get to your 40s and 50s, where you think, you know what, I've got a bit more freedom, I might be able to do it. But we don't, because we're scared of the risks. So it's those kind of conversations that I would help individuals have in order to get them to get the result that they're looking for.
So it sounds like it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of an uncomfortable journey, just to make that change happen. But at the end, you're going to get what you want. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to take it. I use an analogy with some people. If you want to get to the end of the rainbow, you have to be prepared to get wet. So that's how we work with people to get them across to that.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, it sounds excellent, and it sounds like you're doing exactly what you want to do, and it's brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I am. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks, Reg.
Okay. Listen, Martha, that is a fantastic exchange, a lovely one-to-ones, and I know we've done them before, but this one it's great. It's good, isn't it? Hey.
Yeah, fantastic. I love it. Yeah. More.
Yes. Well, we'll do this again at some stage. But what I'll do is I'll close this off here, and I'm going to share it on my timeline, and you can obviously share it on yours as well. But it's been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.